If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, man. Just want to put out an update on the Squier Classic Vibe 1950s Telecaster that I purchased from my good friend Avery over at MusicNGear. Yeah, guys. Great guitar. Yeah, man. Let's talk about the project, what we did thus far. If you've been hanging out on the channel, and oh, by the way, if it's your first time, welcome, Jack. Come back anytime and hang out with us at TED Talks, Guitars, and Life. Man, we have a live stream every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, you understand? Lots of cool folks hanging out in the comments. By cool folks, I never mean me, baby. I mean the folks who hang out with me on the regular. Hey, speaking of cool folks, special shout out to the Jacks, our channel members, for your love, support, encouragement, and edification along the way. Yeah, guys, the old Squier Classic Vibe is complete. Yeah, guys, so Avery sent me this guitar. I did pay for it. He gave me a great deal on it, man. So let's talk about what we did to the guitar. You may or may not remember that we did copacetically deal with some frets, because on this high E string, the guitar string was catching on the edges of those frets. By the way, I appreciated everybody who made comments in the vids, giving me all kinds of tips, suggestions, edification, and encouragement. Yeah, guys, I really do. We did copacetically, though, deal with those sharp fret edges. They were catching the guitar string. I did also take some 2500 grit sandpaper to the back of this guitar neck. We did poly that bad boy up. We did have a couple of frets that needed some attention. They were unlevel. So we did copacetically level them. We did also polish these frets. And we did deal a little bit with the fingerboard. It had some glue residue and some other kind of funk. Yeah. We handled our business, Jack, is what I'm saying. So I did kind of scrape the fingerboard. I like it. I like the way it feels. I like the way it looks, Jack. She is a silky smooth glider. These are the original stock tuners that come on a Squier Classic Vibe. They are the split shaft vintage style tuners. Those are 8mm ferrule holes. It does have one string tree, one string retainer, you understand? It is of the round persuasion, my friends. Yeah, we thought we were going to have to swap out this push pot because it had a very long stem on the original push pot that was in here. However, I decided one night in a kind of a dream state, what if I just got some more accommodating knobs, which we have gotten. These are kind of a rust looking knob. I don't think anybody's going to tell that from the 22nd row that those knobs don't copacetically match that control panel. So yeah, that took care of our height issue. I think everything is copacetic like. This does have a 3-way switch in it. It does have a push-push pot, and it does have a stacked tone pot. So what you can tell maybe is if I play, let me go into the bridge pickup. If I play a chord, let me fire this up all the way. So I'm gonna go all the way to 10. You get that telly twang. However, if I back it off to about 5, I get this. A little more pleasant on the ears, and I could go all the way down to 0. Yep. So I've been playing a lot around 5. And I like the way that sounds. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. The neck pickup. Ooh, that's creamy, man. Silky, silky. Kind of Smokey Joe's Cafe. Ooh, I like that a lot. I really, really do. Yeah, man. So that's the electronics. These are the stock pups that come on a Squier Classic Vibe. The middle pickup, or the middle position, I should say, it's kind of weak sauce, man. So if I'm in the bridge, if I'm in the neck, if I'm in the middle, yeah, it's kind of not a great. Come off that tone, if I turn the tone all the way up, yeah, I don't like that very much, man. That middle position isn't blowing my hair back, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, and I think you do know what I'm saying, Jack. It does have some rust. I can't decide if it's rust. I can't decide if this was like a relic bridge plate from Wilkinson or whatever. But man, I tried some knocker loose and some other things to clean that rust up. I could not do it, so I decided I'd call that a little bit of character, baby. Yeah, man, character for the win is what I'm saying. Now, this guitar did have a very strange hole under the bridge plate. It was the 4th screw that holds that bridge plate in, and it had a bigger hole with like some kind of a plastic-looking PVC kind of stuff in there. Anyway, you can go back and, guys, I'm not going to go through the whole project. I know you don't have that kind of time. You can go back and watch that vid if you want to. But what I ended up doing was putting some filler in there and really just a pickup screw. There's half a screw, I think, in that hole. And because I didn't want to, bore out all that wood and try to pull that screw out, I figured just a little bit of a threaded screw would be better than what was in there, because what was in there was just the tip of a screw that didn't even have any threads on it. So I thought a threaded screw was better than nothing. We did clean the body up, although I've been touching and feeling of it, so my fingerprints are all over it at the moment. But it was funny, man. I did that, the last video that I did on this was all the kind of electronic stuff, my thinking and all that. That video was a little bit long, and J-Man commented, he said, "What? We didn't get to hear it." You're killing me, man. You're killing me. So I figured I'd make this video. See if I can't put some tone samples together for you. Now, guys, look. Nobody, and I mean nobody comes to TED Talks Guitars in Life to hear me play guitar, Jack. So what you're about to hear is not going to be perfect. It is going to be mostly unedited. I will just edit the clip so that this is not an hour long. So I'm not going to be cleaning up too many mistakes or trying to make myself look like I'm a great guitar player, because I know myself and I know my skill set, and I'm not a great guitar player. However, I do think that it would be helpful maybe and entertaining for you if I offered you some tone samples. So yeah, guys, there's nothing left to do now except check out some tones. As always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.